Hello folks, we come to the part 2 video of this exercise 14.4 and we're up with this question. It's practically quite easy as compared to what we have done in the previous part. Now here what they do is they give us a parent statement and they give us two substatements, and we have to identify that amongst these two substatements which one is contrapositive and which is converse, right? And we can just have a small revision that whenever you have if then statements like if P then Q, then contrapositivity means statement is negative P, if negative P then negative Q, right? And converse statement is if Q then P. So that's it. So we have to just read the statement, find P, Q, and then trace out, which is going to be like this. If you live in Delhi, that is P for us, then you have winter clothes, that's Q for us, right? So this is P, this is Q. Let's see this first statement. If you do not have winter clothes, do not, negative, then you do not live in Delhi, negative P, right? You live in Delhi, you don't live in Delhi, so negative P. So if negative P then if negative Q then negative P, very clear that this is contrapositive. So this statement is contrapositive. That's what they ask us to identify. This is contrapositive. Okay, how about the second subpart? If you have winter clothes, then you live in Delhi. If you have winter clothes is Q. You live in Delhi is P. If Q, then P. So that is converse. So this is our converse. That's the question. Identify which is converse and which is contrapositive. So second part is converse and the first part is contrapositive. Same with the next one. If a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, let's call it as Q. P. Then its diagonal bisect each other. So diagonal bisect each other, let's call it as Q. Then take the first one. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral do not bisect each other, then the quadrilateral is, you should pardon me for all these symbols, okay? Why? Because I feel maths is a language of symbols. You know, when you write so much of symbols, the whole thing looks so nice. When you write so much of jargon, you know, it looks like an English or a social paper, you know, it doesn't look like a maths paper. When you put so much of symbols, first of all, it appeals fast. It appeals faster than a language. And second thing is, it looks like a maths paper, right? So only in my channel I can experiment with all that. Elsewhere, you know, you are bound by rules, so you are not able to do all that. So that's why I'm freely using my liberty and putting lots of symbols instead of jargon, right? So I hope it's convenient. The parallelogram symbol is there and the quadrilateral symbol is there. So that's it. So we'll have here, if the diagonals do not, see, the diagonals do not, so it's negative Q. Then the quadrilateral is not a parallelogram. The quadrilateral is a parallelogram. The quadrilateral is not a parallelogram. So if negative Q, then negative P, obviously it has to be contrapositive. So this is contrapositive. Then if the diagonal of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it's a parallelogram. If the diagonal of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. If Q then P, it has to be converse. So this statement is converse. Very easy to identify, yeah, once you have this PQ affair. You're able. But see, there are cases when they will put statements which are neutral. It's neither that nor this, you know, with a little bit of alterations. This side will be negative Q and this side will not be negative P. Right, so that you have to be careful. It's not that always it will be like that. You have to be careful. It's only when you are clear about the order, you are able to trace it out. So that's all about this, and that's all about the exercise. With the next exercise, we meet in the next video with few more challenges. Thank you.